Whole lot. Oh, Quinn, you did state to us we forgot something important last week to congratulate Albert Pujols, man. Yeah, so and now he's even hit what, two more since
Yeah,
then?
701 and 702.
Yeah. So congratulations, man.
Big Pujols fan.
Yeah, man. That was big, man. Big time to see. Happy for him. Um Aaron Judge got to 62.
Yeah.
Yeah. So people been going back and forth. I'm sure you because you ain't no Bonds guy. You're you know. Some people been going back and forth about that and Roger Maris or whatever, but it is what it is. I'm on this side of my boy Kevin on this one. Bonds hit them home runs, and it is what it is.
Yeah. I don't think it's like even like debatable. Like he hit.
Why were they cutting into the games is my question. Like I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but I don't. Like, it's not.
I don't get it. If it was an MLB record, I could understand.
It was just a Yankees record is a thing.
Well, it's an AL record. It was an American League record.
American League record.
Well, which in turn is a Yankee record because
he's still what though, fifth place. I mean, the 62 put him what like fifth.
Yeah,
because you got Mark McGwire,
college football.
Sammy Sosa, Barry Bonds. Sammy Sosa hit 60 home runs 2 or 3 times.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So I mean,
and you're right. I mean, they was cutting into it as if like yeah, he was breaking like
he was hitting 74.
Yeah. But congrats to those guys. Congrats to the Braves. The Braves, which is I'm happy, but it's unbelievable.
Dude, man, Mike, this is what June, July. Them dudes were 23 and 27, and 10 and a half games back. That's crazy. That should be like you shouldn't be able to come back from that.
Yeah, that's crazy, and not to mention started losing again in September.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, man,
it's hard. It's hard to go back to back in baseball. Like it's virtually impossible. But like this team is deep, dude. The bullpen deep, the rotation deep. Acuna's healthy.
That's what I'm saying.
Only thing I think we missing right now is Ozzie Albies because he was so big in the playoffs last season.
Oh man, yeah, he was big time.
I don't know if he's gonna make it back for this one because he was out for that long period of time and he made it back for 2 games, then broke his thumb. So I wish we had him. If we had him, I think it'd be a good chance that they could go back to back because like the regular season. It's a whole different beast from playoff baseball, and they got a Ricky playing second base right now, who didn't get called up until after the All-Star break. So he got 50, 60 games under his belt, and now he going into the playoffs right now.
That pressure cooker though, like you say, it's a different beast. It's a different beast. But yeah, I'm with you, man. Because I was gonna say through the injuries and all, but we'll see. Hell of an accomplishment. And also, like I told you, I was scorned, but it is an accomplishment, man. The Seattle Mariners breaking a 21-year playoff drought. That's something. Kevin was like, wait a minute, but that's that's a long time, but shout out to them dudes.
I'm sitting here thinking, like, I know one of them Ichiro teams.
Ichiro, yeah, because they had some good squads during them years too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's amazing though. 21 years, so you got to imagine how they feel to be the ones to break that, right? To end that drought, and then for the fans and the organization just to to be back in the playoffs. It got to feel good, man. So, shout out to them.
Seattle still had Supersonics the last time they made the playoffs.
with probably no fear of the Supersonics going anywhere at that time. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them. And my man Jaren. Shout out to Jaren. He's a big Mariners fan, man. But that's a hell of a drought to end. Listen, if anybody know about sports droughts, I know about a sports drought. Yeah.
What drought?
What?
What drought you talking about, Mike?
Nothing.
Hopefully, my man will get the same feeling that you felt at the end of last year.
Yeah, man. Listen, it's a great one.
Well, I ain't gonna say that because I'm a Braves fan. So
right.
Shut up.
But,
are you
I am a Braves fan. I've been watching the Braves right longer than you.
Probably have.
But look, I mean, like I say, it would look. I would like for him to experience that euphoric. That euphoria.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That type of
euphoria. Yeah, absolutely.
I've been a Braves fan ever since I can remember. Quinn, you can't take my fandom from me because I don't watch it.
I ain't taking you. Took it from yourself.
I'm gonna watch the playoffs though.
That baseball championship do feel different, man. Cause I was watching that last out in November last year, man. I was dropped down to one knee, man.
It was crazy though. It was crazy because man, that was different. That was different.
It brings me back, right? Like because I remember exactly when Marquise Grissom caught that ball in 95 to win the World Series. I remember it because my whole family was in the living room watching, and when he caught it, we jumped up just like he did. That was our squad, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
All my family loved the Braves, and I had that same feeling, you know what I'm saying, this last year.
Yeah, man, it was great. You know what I'm saying? It was great to see, man. But we'll see. It should be interesting. The playoffs should be interesting. I'm not gonna count the Mets out, but they didn't finish as well as they started.
They got to go through the Dodgers too, man.
Yeah,
I just got to go through the Dodgers.
Dude, as good as the Braves were, the Dodgers still won 10 more games than the Braves.
Listen, you look at it like, and then you look at it like you go back to reality a little bit, like, dang, like, yeah. So
and the reason why I was so quiet because they're on the West Coast. That's the only reason why I was so quiet. Like they won 110 games quietly.
But like you said, that lead was so big the whole season, like they weren't tripping on nothing.
I was surprised to see Mookie Betts hit as many home runs as he did.
Really?
Yeah. And Mike Trout got the 40.
Because I don't look at Betts as like a power hitter.
No.
I've looked at him like that, Kevin, because of
his size, I guess.
Yeah, and he kind of swings for the fences. You know what I mean? He got a home run cut.
Yeah. I was gonna say he consistent. You already know, like he gonna, man. But yeah, I saw Mike Trout got the 41 or the 40 home runs.
I kind of compare like Betts to Acuna because Acuna get the 42. Yeah. Like 40-40 dudes, like 40 home runs, 40 doubles, 40 stolen bases, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't think people realize how that's tough, bro. That's tough, dog.
We was texting about this last night about people talking about baseball players ain't tough. I don't know anybody who say that. I don't know if they've actually stood in a batter's box and let a 90+ mile per hour fastball go by them.
And not flinch.
That shit takes nuts. I'm telling you. I know from experience.
So I'll tell you real quick, right?
And to be able to focus on hitting it.
Listen, so I'll tell you real quick. So, I played all the way from T-ball, right? So you know how you progress up. And I remember, you go from T-ball, was it coach pitch and whatever. So I remember like the older kids after us, they was playing pitching machine. Mm-hmm. And I remember saying like, man, like, bro, I was terrified for the next year. Like, bro, I don't. And then that pitcher machine made all that noise. So I'm like,
hey, you still sound terrified.
Bro, I can still see that big ass green machine, bro, and that coach putting it in there, and it felt like that. Yeah, feel like that coach, and you know he with you, but it feel like he against you because it's like he putting that ball in there, and it's like, yeah, like you know what I'm saying. So I remember like, dang, bro, I'm moving up the pitcher machine next year. I think it turned. I can't remember the league I was in. I think you go to pitcher machine at like 80. I don't know, whatever it was, right? So I was like, man. So when you was like, when I thought about that, like people don't this machine wasn't pitching that fast. We little kids. So imagine a human being throwing this ball 90, 95, 85.
You know, it's a possibility of it hitting you.
Listen, bro. You understand what I'm saying? So, and even, you know, when we went beyond pitching machine, I remember standing there. I got hit by a few pitches, you know what I'm saying? Especially the year that I did real well and hit a bunch of home runs. Man, you know what I mean? Like, I got hit by a little league pitcher and it hurt. You know what I'm saying?
I used to do that on purpose in the little league. Yeah, that was the easiest way to strike people out. I would hit one, and after that, it was over.
Everybody just scared.
Yeah, everybody else before I even throw it, they would back it out.
Yeah.
But me and Quinn played against some two dudes, or played with two dudes in high school. They could throw some gas.
Dude.
I'm telling you.
Right.
Like, when that thing coming by you, and we played against some guys that could throw some too.
Yeah, man. You got to be tough to stand out. Look. When you hear that thing hit that catcher's mitt.
Oh man.
That especially if it's in the right spot, that pop.
And look, all that dust come off.
That's why I got so much respect for the major league players, man. Like I said, for one, it's hard enough to hit it. Like hitting baseball is the hardest thing to do in professional sports. Like it's the hardest thing, hands down.
Yeah.
And then you got to worry about that gas that they throwing possibly hitting you.
Yeah,
it's terrifying.
Well, even think about it from this aspect, right? If you get 3 shots in a basketball game and go 1 for 3, that ain't good. If you go 1 for 3 at bat,
you're in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's a 333 batting average. That'll get you in the Hall of Fame every time.
Right? Like think about that though. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I ain't get but 3 shots and I missed 2 of them. Right? And like I got 3 at bats, and I got a base hit or a home run or whatever, 1 for 3.
Dude,
had a good night.
333 in baseball, and you making $100 million. 333 in basketball, and you in the G League.
Yeah. If that.
Yeah, 333 in baseball, you probably gonna lead the league in batting average every season.
You shooting 33% in the NBA, you not gonna be in the NBA long.
Yeah, Kev, because 327 was the highest batting average this season.
Yeah, think about that. I mean, unless you shoot 33% from the 3-point line, you know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about, you know,
that's just okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But we talking.
At that point, it's borderline where you should be shooting them or not.
Absolutely. Like, dog, get back in the lab this summer because you know what I'm saying. But
just imagine standing in that box and Justin Verlander is getting ready to.
The big unit. Like, which one of y'all said that yesterday?
Oh yeah.
Randy Johnson, 6'10".
He already halfway to the plate when he let it go.
The 20 feet. The dude knocked the feathers off the bird, dog.
No, he killed that bird.
He killed that bird.
That bird didn't survive that.
Bro.
Oh, my God.
Every one of my kids.
Them feathers go flying on that thing, man.
Bro, every one of my kids thought I was lying when I said that, and I showed them that video.
And that's the thing about Randy Johnson. There's been dudes who threw harder in terms of, like, being clocked faster. But bro, he's 6'10".
Oh my God!
Like Quinn said, he halfway at the mound at halfway at the plate by the time you throw it.
That's people that don't understand pitching mechanics. They don't understand that when he push off that rubber, he is leaning towards the plate until he released that ball, and they're pretty much off the mound when they release it.
Right.
So it ain't up here.
Feet. Exactly.
Right.
It ain't 60 feet no more. It's actually like 50 feet. That shit gotta go.
And he throwing like Kevin say down, like man, please.
And this menacing dude looking up at you. He's 6'10". You sitting.
I mean,
No,
like you say, it's some guy. Like imagine standing there with Roger, the Rocket.
Clemens,
They call this dude the Rocket.
Kurt Schilling and
Nolan Ryan.
Nolan Ryan, bro. Man, knock it out.
You heard what Ken Griffey said about Nolan Ryan. He said the first time Nolan Ryan threw him a pitch, he had always heard people say that the ball looked like an aspirin sometimes when he threw it. And he said that was the first time he ever saw that. He said he threw the ball. Nolan Ryan threw him a first pitch, and he said he thought it was an aspirin going to the plate.
God.
And he said he backed out the batter's box and thought to himself, like, I don't have a chance.
Like, bro, what am I gonna do? For real, dog?
I mean, some pitchers are good at like hiding the ball, and you know, like Quinn said, you got a guy like Randy Johnson who is that tall, you know what I mean? And like,
man, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, hence 2-1 scores, 2-0, 1-0, 3-0. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's hard to get. Not only is it hard to hit it. Okay, that's one thing. It's hard to even make contact with it. Now you got to get it in play with some of the best fielders in the world.
Come on now.
And now, two of your teammates, one or two of your teammates, got to help you get all the way around to the plate.
But within 3 outs.
But see, Kevin, you make a good point. Like
3 outs.
But like you said, with some of the best fielders, and they got to stay, like you said, in play, in the parameters.
Exactly.
You just can't hit it. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, oh yeah, dog. Yeah, it's tough.
Against guys who rarely make errors.
In the heat. In the heat.
It's hot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's that. Listen,
baseball crazy, man. Yeah,
it's a tough.
Listen, yeah, for sure.
Because think about it, you face a dude like Randy Johnson one day, then the next day you got a dude like Greg Max, who ball never stops moving. It never comes in a straight line.
Only throw 85, but it's moving.
It's dancing everywhere.
He put it in a perfect spot, exactly where he wanted. Yeah, he might as well come there and walk it to the plate and place it there.
So that's what I'm saying. You got them technician pitchers, right? You got your Dennis Eckersleys. Yeah. You got, you know what I mean?
Weird angles.
Yeah, right. So, man, come on, knock it out, dog. Yeah, yeah. The Martinez brothers. You got and there's so many varieties of pitchers.
Dude.
And then you got this batter
Tim Wakefield, knuckleball.
Man, that thing come like
no rotation whatsoever.
None, bro. None. You know what I'm saying? So then, you might have, and so it's different, right? Like, so like if you're a defensive back in football and you preparing for, say, a quarterback, but you don't have to like hit the ball. You just gotta be prepared. Like, but then, like you said, Quinn, this 1, 2, 3, 4 nights a week. Like I had smokes this night, and then I had the big unit. Then I had
exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like at least I could sit down. Okay, I got Peyton this week, right? You know what I'm saying? I got Tom this week. I got P. Home, whoever, Josh Allen this week, whoever, John Elway, whatever, right? But dog. You got, and then they play series. So now I might have Smokes tonight and then Lee Brandt and then, you know what I'm saying? Like, before we playing this series, dog. And then who knows? You might play 5 pitches in one game.
You're an old Braves fan if you just said Charlie Lee Brandt.
Charlie Lee Brandt.
you are old Braves fan. That's like 90, 91.
Yeah. Charlie Lee Brandt.
I don't think anybody watching is gonna know who the hell you talking about.
Well, look, man, look up Uncle Charlie, man. Look up Uncle Charlie. But no, that's for real. That's for real. But but shout out to Albert Pujols, Aaron Judge, Braves, the Mariners for sure. And all those teams that made it. You know what I mean? Because it ain't easy. They play 1,000,001 games to stay afloat, to stay engaged, right? For the Dodgers to win that many games, like you got to stay engaged. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, shout out to those guys, man, for sure.